So, I hadn't actually realised how difficult it was to upload the YouTube videos in terms of the amount of sort of bandwidth that was needed. So, whilst on the travels, I found it difficult to actually get the episodes sort of uploaded. So, apologies, this is a little bit late, but as I say, better late than never. In this episode, we leave Argostoli, we pass South Kefalonia and traverse across to the Greek mainland up the Gulf of Corinth. We complete our formalities at Patras, and then we pass under the Lavrion bridge, which is quite a spectacular bridge. I think it's the largest suspension bridge in Europe, built for the Olympics, and then go through the Gulf of Corinth, the canal of Corinth, and once we're through, we then go down to Hydra and across to the island of Kea, and then come back to Lavrion, where I leave the boat and fly back to the UK. So hope you enjoy it. Yeah, here we go. Here we are, leaving Argostoli at the back of Isle of Kefalonia. 6:30 in the morning, we're just leaving. Our entry to the bottom end of Kefalonia. The sun's just come up. Heading for the Greek mainland, the Gulf of Corinth, and got a reasonable breeze, morning breeze this morning, and both sails are up, and we are speeding along at nearly 6 knots. It's a beautiful morning. Arrival at Patras. On the nose all day, so we've been tacking up the Gulf of Corinth. In front of us we've got the Lavrion bridge, new bridge in 2004, which we're going to pass under. This is relieving the harbour, the old port of Patras, which is the third largest city in Greece. So we've called up ahead, let the bridge know that we're passing. They've given us instructions to pass with 3 pylons to the left, 1 pylon to the right, which is the south side. We've got instructions to call up 1 mile ahead to make sure that we are still okay to pass. So there's the bridge, up close, personal. I do hate going under bridges with big masts. I always feel like I'm going to hit the mast on the bridge underneath. This one looks quite high though. We'll see. Now this is when you find out whether our mast really is 21 metres high or not. Qu'est-ce que t'en penses? That is not a lot of free space. I reckon there's about 3 or 4 metres now. Scary, wary. Right, let's get going. To the other side. Yep, so we anchored just the other side of the bridge, and this is the following day going up the Gulf of Corinth. As you can see, pretty windy. I think it was blowing about 25 knots that day. This is the port of Itia, which is our last stop before the Corinth canal. Boat is just over there. told us when we radioed in they had no space in here, but we insisted on coming in to have a look, and some nice German chaps helped us into squeeze it into a space just between their boats there. So yeah, I think we'll have a meal out tonight, a couple of beers, and then tomorrow we head towards the Corinth canal. Yeah, following day we were joined by a pod of dolphins whilst en route to the Corinth canal. Doesn't matter how many times this happens, it's always a joy and wonderful when it does. Yeah, the following morning we radioed up the canal to ask permission to go through, and luckily there was a eastward group going, so we managed to get through pretty much straight away. Yeah, we had to wait in the end probably about 20 minutes just for some people to come out of the end who were transiting west, and we were given instructions by the pilot to follow the catamaran that's just in front of us. Yeah, we travelled through the canal pretty slowly, about sort of 4-5 knots. It's a really impressive structure. It was built in, actually completed in 1893. And the walls are about 75 foot high. You can see here we're going through in a convoy, and little beknown to us, the canal had actually been closed since 2021 after a landslide, and it was only reopened in June for 3 months. It's now closed again until 2023, so we were really lucky with our timing to be able to go through it. It was a real experience. Yeah, we headed down to the island of Hydra, and we were lucky to find this really nice anchorage off Hydra, because it was seriously busy down there, the port and the marina at Hydra. We then left the following day and headed over to Kefalonia and Kiev. So this is Kefalonia. It's a pretty little port on the island, Kefalonia, and it's now Tuesday morning, I think. An eventful night last night. We ended up with a extra crew member when we arrived at Patras that we hadn't expected, and we managed to offload him last night. So finally we found a rat trap here. Set it last night about 4:30 in the morning. He finally ended up on this trap, which was it's like a gluey sort of surface. It wasn't a traditional sort of rat trap where it kills them. It actually just makes them stick to the bottom of a tray. So we then had to dispatch him with a hammer. So we did that about 4:30 this morning, and took him to the bin. So hopefully he was on his own. I think he was. Yeah, we've been looking for him now for about 3 days. So yeah, it was a good result. Anyway, we shall. Maltimi was blowing about 30 knots yesterday, and I think it's forecast to be the same today, so it's a bit of a tough old sail because we're beating into wind to get up to Lavrion. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. It's anchorage at Kia, just in the shelter of the Maltimi, which was earlier was blowing about 25 knots. Pretty bay. A couple of tavernas. Oh, some loud music tonight. So yeah, Wednesday morning leaving Kia. Sunrise over there. And en route to Lavrion, which is just past the island in front of us. We've got the leftover blast from the Maltimi, which is giving us about 15 knots of wind, and we're currently underway about 7 knots, so super sailing. Not much of a sea and steaming along. This is our final destination for this leg of the trip, which is the marina at Lavrion, Olympic Marina. It's about 45 minutes, 50 minutes from Athens airport. This is the final morning before we fly back. So I left Denis and Michelle here for a couple of days. They had a couple of days sightseeing in Athens, and I headed back for 2 weeks for the regatta. So yeah, until 2 weeks' time.